Hello students, this is your first time that you would take chemistry lessons. In Form 1 and Form 2 you only have science lessons. Now in Form 3 um, science is separate into physics, chemistry and biology. I think you would be very interested in what chemistry is and why we separate science into three subjects. What are we going to study this year? Um, if I say the word chemistry, I think the first thing on your mind would be a chemistry laboratory full of reagents and equipments and even explosion or vigorous chemical reactions. Um, would we always face these situations in our chemistry lessons? Oh, let's explain what chemistry is. Now, um, on the opposite of your concept, chemistry is not just a subject confined to the laboratory. Actually, everything around us is related to chemistry. There would always be a story behind the things that you see and how they are related to chemistry. So let's play a game and I'll show you some pictures. Let's see if you know what is the chemistry behind the picture. So this is the picture of a boat, a very old boat. Its surface turned brown. Do you know why? And do you know what is the relationship between this picture and chemistry? What is the brown substance? Okay, the answer is this ship and most ships actually are made of iron, iron, iron. And the reason why this ship turns brown because there's a thick layer of rust, R-U-S-T, rust, on the surface of the iron ship. Rust is actually formed by the chemical reaction between iron and oxygen in air. Rust is actually called iron oxide. This is the chemical name of rust, iron oxide. So it is a chemical reaction that would occur all around you. If you have an iron chair, if you have things in your home that is made of iron, you will eventually rust. So this is a chemical reaction. Okay, for the second picture. Oh, this is a beautiful swimming pool, maybe in a hotel. But what is the relationship between this picture and chemistry? What is the water related? Why is it related to chemistry? Oh, the reason is the water in the swimming pool is not just water. To keep it clean and to maintain the safety of swimmers, there would always be chemicals added to water. That's why when you take a dip in a swimming pool, you can smell something that's like a bridge. A bridge. This is chlorine. Chlorine. Chlorine is a chemical. Um, it would be added to swimming pool water to kill germs, to maintain the sanitary condition of water in the swimming pool. So the reason why chlorine can kill germs is also a chemical reaction. We say that chlorine can oxidize the germs and to make them dead. This is a nice bread in package. What is the relationship of this cake or bread with chemistry? There are many things inside the cake or even outside the cake that is related to chemistry. First of all, the cake would contain some kinds of colorings, artificial flavors, baking powder, or even preservatives to make it more attractive, to make it more delicious. And all these things are chemicals. So you would say, oh, would it be harmful to our bodies? Actually, the government has a very strict regulations on the usage of food additives. We call them food additives. They cannot be used over a certain amount, and some kinds of dangerous additives could not be used. Also, the bag containing this cake would be filled up with oxygen, not oxygen, would be filled up with maybe nitrogen instead of oxygen. This is also a chemical reaction. Oxygen in air would turn the cake bad. So that's why the package would be filled up with nitrogen. This strip is burning. So what is the chemistry behind this? Burning is actually a chemical reaction. It is between the fuel, usually we say petroleum, the fuel and oxygen in air. It would give out a lot of smoke. The dark smoke contains carbon, so that's why it is almost black in color. And it would give out a lot of heat. This is the result of a chemical reaction. And look around you, the clothes you wear, the plastic bottles, the drugs that you eat when you are sick, and the ropes or even the tennis rackets, all these things are made from chemical substances that are invented by people. Chemists, we call them chemists. They made research on chemistry, and that's why we have plastics, we have fibers, we have drugs, we have so many things in our modern days. If you go back a few hundred years into the palace of a king, the king even didn't have drugs. The king could not have a plastic bottle to drink. The king could not have these kinds of fibers that you wear. So you are even more richer than a king because you have so many chemicals around you. But chemistry has some drawbacks. You can say drawbacks, or chemistry can do harms. For example, explosive. Explosive are chemicals. If they explode, they would be very dangerous, and a lot of people will die. But explosion is not bad. Sometimes we have to demolish a building by explosion. Oh, you see, a lot of children, they were dead, not because of explosion, but because of chemicals used in a war. We call them the chemical warfare. These chemicals are lethal. That means they would make people die. And when petroleum is spilled over onto the sea, a lot of marine creatures will die. And air pollution is always a problem of big cities. If we inhale a lot of air pollutants, our health would deteriorate. We may get sick. So air pollution is a major problem for mega cities. So finally, what are we going to study in chemistry? We will study the compositions of substance. This means what they contain. For example, what would sugar contain? What would salt contain? These are the compositions. The structures. What is the structure of diamond, making it so hard? We would study this in Form 3. The properties. For example, what would happen when metals are dropped into acids? We would say this is a chemical property of metal. And we would also study the changes that things would occur. These are also chemical reactions. Chemistry is a very important subject if you want to study science-related subjects in universities or become professionals. For example, if you want to study medicine in universities of Hong Kong, chemistry is very essential. Or if you want to become a pharmacist, that means they give drugs to people. Pharmacists, they require chemistry as a subject that you should learn in Form 4 to Form 6. Nurses or even scientists, they would also need the knowledge of chemistry. So I think you would have a very happy year in the coming study of chemistry. But studying chemistry is also very hard. Be prepared. Okay, bye bye.